Hi, I'm Tristan, and welcome to the EdTech Teacher Podcast. In this podcast series, I plan to share with you my love of technology and hope that I can inspire you to try something with technology in your classroom today. Let's get started. Well, hello everybody, it is Tristan and welcome back to the EdTech Teacher Podcast. This is Season 1, Episode 4. Thank you very much for making it to the 4th episode of this season. We are so humbled that you have continued to join us each week. On the episode today, we are going to continue with our 6 awesome features of series. And today, we're looking at the good old classic Microsoft software called PowerPoint and having a look at 6 awesome features of Microsoft PowerPoint. All right, let's get started with our 6 awesome features of PowerPoint today on the EdTech Teacher Podcast. PowerPoint is a software application that we have all no doubt used at some stage, whether it was when we were at school as students, as university students, or even now as educators. PowerPoint is definitely an oldie but a goodie, and it is something that I have recently started to fall back in love with. I transitioned to Google Slides for a large period of my teaching over the past few years, and I focused exclusively on using Google Slides. But I've started to re-engage with Microsoft PowerPoint and start to explore some of the really cool features that have been implemented and integrated into PowerPoint. So let's get started with today's 6 awesome features of PowerPoint with reason and feature number 1. Right, the new PowerPoint is available in a couple of different ways. You can use the desktop application, or you can actually now access PowerPoint online through your web browser, which is awesome. So did you know that by using PowerPoint online, you can actually refine and improve your presentations by using the Presenter Coach? The Presenter Coach gives you feedback on your presentations and gives you ways to improve your presentations. A really great feature if we are getting students to present to a class, present to parents, whether or not we're teaching students the importance of really great presentation skills. So have a look at the Presenter Coach today using PowerPoint online to help our students improve their abilities to present to an audience. On to feature number 2. Did you know that Microsoft PowerPoint is more than just a presentation tool? That's probably what most of us are familiar with using Microsoft for, is to create a presentation and deliver it to an audience. But did you know that you can do much more with PowerPoint? You can actually customize the size of the slides and use your PowerPoint presentation and your PowerPoint document to create interactive digital workbooks and activities. This is something that I've seen recently from Matt Miller from Ditch That Textbook in particular. Resize the pages, create interactive workbooks. We don't need to create these Word documents that are really difficult and intricate to create. Create the workbooks using Microsoft PowerPoint. Students can use them, they can create, they can edit, they're engaged, and it's a really unique, different way to use this really wonderful piece of software that is available to us. So have a think about customizing the size of your slides and using Microsoft PowerPoint to create digital workbooks and activities for your students. All right, the third awesome feature of Microsoft PowerPoint that I'm going to talk to you about today is the Design Ideas feature. And this is probably one of my most favorite new features of Microsoft PowerPoint. The Design Ideas feature provides you with a whole range of design suggestions to make your presentations more visually appealing and informative. So if you've got text, if you've got a video, if you've got an image, it will give you a whole range of suggested layouts and design features to make your presentation look better. I think this is marvelous. Sometimes you have that picture that you just can't get right. Well, the design features segment is probably going to give you a really fantastic strategy and way to use that particular image. So Have a look at the design ideas feature and see what it can do to make your presentation more visually appealing, more informative, and more engaging for our students and those people that are listening or engaging with our presentations. All right, let's head to the fourth awesome feature of Microsoft PowerPoint, and that is using different shapes and icons to enhance and jazz up your presentation and information. So Microsoft PowerPoint provides us with a whole range of shapes and icons that we can use in our presentations. It allows us to highlight information, use the icons to enhance particular concepts that we are conveying to students. It also allows us to really emphasize and engage students and direct them to particular parts of the presentation that we want them to focus on and remember. So have a think about using different shapes and icons in your presentations and moving away from the really boring, plain text, very mundane presentations of the past. Find out and experiment with those shapes and icons to jazz up your presentations and make your presentations much more engaging for your students today. All right, awesome feature number 5 of Microsoft PowerPoint is that Microsoft PowerPoint has the ability to record presentations from within PowerPoint. So you can get your students to create a presentation and record it, including using voiceovers within PowerPoint. How great is this? This reduces students' anxiety and stress of delivering presentations in front of huge crowds and their classes and peers. So why not get them to create a presentation, record it, and then submit it to you? They can submit it to you through Teams. They can submit it through to you through Google Classroom. There's a whole range of ways that they can get it to you. It also allows you to go and revise, go and have a look, go and review, and provide really meaningful feedback. So students can create and record presentations with PowerPoint. It's also a really great feature for teachers, especially during this remote teaching period. You can create your presentations and then share them with your students if you don't wish to use some of the other applications and resources that are available. So awesome feature number 5 is to record your PowerPoint presentations using PowerPoint itself. All right, we are up to our final awesome feature of Microsoft PowerPoint, and it is a feature that I have spoken about previously when I've looked at Microsoft OneNote, and it's a feature that I will talk about again with every Microsoft product that I look at with my 6 awesome features of series, and that is the Microsoft Immersive Reader. Immersive Reader is inbuilt to PowerPoint Online, and it is a way to help struggling readers or students from backgrounds other than English to engage with your content and also find ways to help them with new languages. The Immersive Reader feature, great for those students that might be dyslexic, they might have some learning difficulties, they might be suffering from various disabilities, a really great way to cater for them and meet their needs. So have a look at the Immersive Reader capabilities of Microsoft PowerPoint. It's a fantastic feature that is integrated into most Microsoft applications, which is fantastic. It's really good to see Microsoft engaging with and making sure that their products cater for everybody, that we're making sure that everybody can access the learning that is going on in our classrooms. So have a look at the Immersive Reader feature of Microsoft PowerPoint and see what it can do to help your students in your classroom today. Well, that brings us to the end of our 6 awesome features of PowerPoint podcast. Season 1, Episode 4 of the EdTech Teacher Podcast. Wow, I can't believe we made it to 4 episodes already. Thank you very much for continuing to support my little podcast. I really appreciate everybody for taking the time to listen. I hope that I have given you some inspiration and I have convinced you to go and have a look at Microsoft PowerPoint and see what you can do with PowerPoint today. I've only gone through 6 features of PowerPoint. There are many other really cool things that it can do that I just didn't have time to be able to share with you today. So go and have a look at Microsoft PowerPoint and see how you can use it in your classroom today. Anyway, I am Tristan. Thank you very much for joining us on the EdTech Teacher podcast. I am really humbled that you have joined us. And until next time, stay safe. Thanks for listening to the EdTech Teacher podcast. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or visit our website www.theedtechteacher.net.